Rewrite for the judge when it comes in. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the study session of April 23rd. Donna, can you do a roll call, please?
We will. Councilmember Flush.
Here.
Councilmember Sherman.
Here.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Here.
Marinesco.
Here.
Councilmember Stearns.
Here.
And
Thank
I
you.
don't see Councilmember Gilmore.
Should we would do a motion for a study session, so just probably just let it go. And we are waiting for our judge. Does our city manager have anything for us?
See if I can find it here. I believe you all received summer recreation brochures in your box upstairs. Those will be going out to schools. Through our normal media outlets, so press recognition program is going, including our movies and bar series. So we have this Thursdays. The park. Movie. Which sometimes takes a little longer than we anticipated. So. At the same, right now, get ahead of the ballgame for summer. I reached out about the AWC conference and there's AWC volunteer opportunity. You all get see. Want to take advantage of services. Please let me know what you signed. Register for those programs.
Right.
Well, Your Honor is here.
Yeah.
Welcome, Your Honor. You have a seat. You've got your name tag here. This is casual.
The only agenda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
John.
Okay, so that's a final number, so I'd say. First time in the study session with the city council last time. Hear about things. That's like this up. But I think all of you that you will miss me. Good credit to Sheila. So really, I think our idea is that introduce ourselves. Everyone, including this over but basically, we've got 5 staff members and security reports to the court. So you know these materials can be seen by public for your sessions. And we have literally myself really in person. Let's get fast. Let's use for that. So I've been your judge since 2019. Court administrator has been here since 2001 as a clerk and served. There's the predecessor, appointer. And Christina is a senior district specialist. And his unique background in the part. I've been corrected by wrong since they are here more time. But she came like my words as a limited volunteer. Of the legal system. We needed some rehab through community service. That you ever been entire spirit for the city that year. Took her on, she was a volunteer, right time 8 and never finding the more well than her when it comes to the city. To see somebody that checkered given out us opportunity. Some herself. Then Corey, Senator's Karina, just assistant, she was stolen from upstairs. And she's a very skilled court clerk, she also came with knowledge of PDF forms, though we she's upstairs administration with her. And so she's a great asset, of course, that skill. Christina is unique in that if there's a procedure she does it. And we deal with a lot of codes, a lot of coding, a lot of procedures, bankruptcies, to death records, to collections, storage of files, along your key files. So it's all those deadlines that are paid. If the court needs a new form done or fixed or made, the party does it about a day or less, sometimes an hour. That's her struggle. Everybody has a skill. Unique to them. Charity is here as a phone call. Jill since 2017. She's on a court book. She's filing. She sends out correspondence. She uses phone. She takes payments. She's used when looking for somebody's on vacation. Right, these are very important. She'll be here in the morning. Somebody's on holiday at all times. That's kind of like our group, like members kind of here at court. Oh, you got a copy of General 29. Like members, it's a favorite all course, especially city courts. There's long history, not here. There's long history in some jurisdictions like Moscow, Bellingham. For example, if I can't have things go by, we're a separate branch in government. And that's every 4 years, we decide what not to join. Once you make that decision, you come back to this, like a better words. When you do the state supreme court. You also put your budget every single year. How much that budget set for something? So we have a very important relationship in that regard, legally. As when that's going there, I go to a lot of meetings. And there's a reason for that. Of course, we have our rules, we have our laws, kind of things that follow. But at the end of the day, court needs, it's like you. Let's go on. What's the part of that? In the city of Shelton, you are a shoplifter, and you're arrested by the Shelton. Obviously, it's up to 3 years. Absolutely, yeah, you're in jail 0. And the court knows that it's not the course of looking at talking about. That's that. But I think we take it more seriously. A lot of retailers, big and small, and that place, the small are important. I found a way to kind of encourage them. That's why in this summer. I hear a lot about said here. I know where that's coming from, for example, the states. They're all different. Most of the people pay for funds are from shelter. Third of them are in person. There's abuse rates of 95 whatever. It's like that. So we kind of like it. No, that's Thursday. Yeah, please lives there. But no, that's Thursday. I'm going to go back to Thursday. In that piece today. So that's in your mind. There's a lot of misconceptions also about what we do day to day. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a regular free trials like status hearings on criminal cases. Some people in a police guilty is sentence. Some people are sued or continuance, which is like contract and prosecution. That's service work. Stay out of trouble, stay away from a particular store, maybe a certain activity. You can think all that plan for a year or two, charge them dismissed or ending. They'll follow through, they wait right till trial. Conviction, suspected incentive to improve themselves, which might come drug treatment or something like that. So a lot of stuff on. First was every month we have four languages. We have once a month state rates. And so we'll have the We're required by the law to do the whole work here. It's the first time. So we have all Spanish relations. I'm all for it, especially certified. Here's this, I'll say this. Treated very, very well. Two monitors, once, 2 ways. Yeah. And we also have Spanish interpreters all day. Shelter. So that's very good. Yeah. I'm just gonna touch things generally back a bit. The community service program. And that's run by Jerry. He's been around since. Yeah, 1980. So this, so, and that's a really important program. And actually, last week we had a scare from one night written process our coursework computer system. And thanks to the city attorney, I think Battleground Music, Big Five County, all at the same time, contacted them by Diane and others. And they made a mistake. We thought it was a program overnight. They mixed up community service reports with work crews from county jail services. And they moved to states of the way to be all night. So they realized like it's maybe it's not very bad. That Jared's had opportunities. And what's important about that is those 2 days was one of those campings not be that. It was scheduled for Thursday on the Public Works code enforcement officer, all ready to go. Now I get the state, they have to shut down 6 hours space. And stuff like that. So that's what every service crews do. You pick up litter. You go here by railroad, you go up the bed. Once came first. There's air, it's hard, it's dangerous. You get monthly first, according to you by email. And it's pretty powerful. It's cheaper than jail. Because you can move on jail. So it saves you jail expenses at the same time as the city, but also at the same time as your responsibility defense working on that's and sometimes it's good because I want to fail. I think that's sends enough. Some are really good workers get reports back from Jerry of part of the work and some citizens are coming up. Awesome. Thanks a lot for this. Thank you. Sidewalk garbage. A few weeks ago, I was told Jen was kind of a homeless gym. And Jerry told me he started crying. As he said 15 years ago, he was an addict in the bed. So it sense for stops. The very first level. He has to be like 15 years old. By the first day of life, he's there. And Jerry's ready to work with those people. We had fun. We had things I gave for crew. Let's do I had a car, a small girlfriend. Jerry took his cell phone away. We informed him that's going to jail was an alternative. Okay, so new degree says. No names, but it's been Brad. It was raining and it was really community service, maybe some examples. And she was out there working hard, filling up bags of garbage. This young man was barely moving from bags. And then they got about 5 or 6 bags. Jerry said, "You come in this meeting." She told me, so she like that. But she was still back home. Yeah. And then told them they'll tie the bags. It's fast. So obstinate, he did tie the bags. Got sit down. And later he's done our bags. So we sat there and so again, they come first. It's not very cold. So I think learn a few lessons from that. That's what's what for. Don't want to come back. So. I think research has a lot of good things. I was gonna say the same. Give back to the community. Like, you know, it's learn. Has learned something. He's learned where you know. And. Work one day. And realized that. My new supervisor did not care. Just 45. You signed up for this. And
Are there limitations of what they can do? Can they like paint buildings and graffiti and all that stuff as well?
To paint green for private property. That's the legal bid. Private funds.
The city property,
City property, yes. They could. They knew about it, a lot of the projects were from enforcement, law enforcement. And citizens. Call the city, and say. Special garbage for them in a particular street, or place, or a trail. The trail of the library. Over, they happen. Again. To be honest, we kind of work. This can imagine. All. This is. Trails of sites, lots of things. Out in my guy can see that trail, right? Usually shows up a garbage. Outlets. There's been a lot of garbage, and some people are physically unable to. See that. They're getting what's called off-site cleaning service, so they might get the bank. Some other nonprofit, working on their time. Because that's like very plus. You could. I think we're approved less painting down each other. That's one example. Next is therapy court. That's every Wednesday afternoon here. It's 4 languages. We currently have 11 or 12 people in the program right now at 13 graduates. We do track them for a period of 3 years. We'll give them around for 3 years at entry. We're starting to make so under math, just statistics. The goal is 3 years all. So we're good at calling graduates. So far, sadly, we want it, depending on this one. All the rest, no records, no records. Those in the program, some do well, some don't. When you sign up, they're agreeing that we want to be successful. So there's a lot of encouragement to say them. Here's our partner in that program. We also have the attractions here for developing Northwest Resources as well. And I said most do well. Not everybody does well all the time. And they have agreed to want to make it. What that means is if you agree, you can citizens. Write a report or apology, you agree to it. That's what it takes to go through anything. And it's all been done one time or another. Goal being that we stay clean, we stay sober. A lot of them are working their driver's licenses. It's not one. And it's still some of those that some of them take foreign language. Study in foreign language. Because one of that license. Some are taking second language. One yet again, decided to go back to college. So there's a lot going on in the treatment. Everybody's different, so we call it individualized treatment for these. We also should be proud of the fact that we are one sickness of supportive every year. And we are unique. The state of our company and we see an eye on this. We have a blended drug court, which is printed out about the state of the problem. With mental health court, which sadly has this much, we'll see all, which I find something. This is a very important area, in community court. And we combine that into one words, nobody else is that. And part of that was also done. My work as a member of Academy of Justice Sciences, like master's degree in criminology. And so I enlisted some help from some professors in the Midwest as well, to help make this combination work. We fit all the guidelines required by law, all the best practices required. And we stole a lot from Kids Academy. With help in Spokane City. And that took a lot of work, we got it together, and I applied for advance. More ever since, so far, so that the programs are sensory. Same for type. There's a great relationship between drug use and accomplishments. Some people are not able to use drugs to make their voices go away. Depression. Simple stress. It's part of depression. So it's not a combination. Some people who use drugs, then they so for example, destroys your brain physically. And you actually see it inexorably. It's not something, it's not abstract. It kills the emotional part of your brain. It's more and more evidence. Never see cover, never very, very happy, very, very sad, ever it's gone. So every time we use methamphetamine or fentanyl, of course they get died. But also you are really damaged the brain. I say this is part of the jobs for dreams. You become a schizophrenic from drugs. Anytime you use it, that will be consistent. They never cease it. Yeah, so we're doing our best to deal with those who want help. That's not so you can make sleep not to get better. Really cross to the point that you want it. Really have it cross the point. Not at the point that you want it. That's you wise, right? The children have here, right? But at the point where they want to actually get better thoughts. Then the speed of the dream part. Because you cannot make someone want to get better. In regards, next thing is court security, that kind of speaks for itself. But thanks, we have some of that. Yes, court security is the second year. My predecessor at the time. Have things we don't want. So it's greatly appreciated since 2019. As part of court security, our security officers, we've had 2 so far. Both retired in law enforcement. So the current court security officer had 30 years of CPD, 5 years in charge of court security, and is now part of the state. It's highly skilled and highly experienced. Our goal in the court is to never have a public court. It's not that easy. I know, maybe I am talking about the next thing on here. CLJ, CMS, evaluation program. There's more per thing. So.
So the computer program that courts use in the state of Washington is very old. The JIS program or the new zone. It's the old black screen with the green letters. Yeah, and it's all code driven. It's incredibly difficult to in this day and age to enter data into and you know, in a good way. It takes a long time to enter everything in. And so AOC, the administrative office of the courts, has been working on a new program for a very long time. And I think that the new program is the CLJ CMS program. Yes, it's through Tyler. And we should actually hear be getting ours sometime in the next year. So we're the fourth section of the state to get it. And they've worked on, I believe, 2 sections now. Got it in, and everything's been working really well with the new program and the switch over. But for us to switch over, we've been working for the last about 3 years, getting rid of old cases out of our system, trying to purge everything that can be purged so that when they do the switch over, we don't have a lot of junk in it. And so Christina's been heading that up and doing a great job, and we've come a long way there. The AOC just recently sent out a whole list as a reminder of what has to be done for the changeover. And we went through and just crossed it all. So because of the work over the last 3 years, we're almost there. We're almost ready. The last thing is getting our paper files that are actual active files into PDFs. So we need to scan every one of those files into a PDF. And now that Cody's on board, he knows what we need to do. And so we'll be working closely with him soon, so he can just help us with how we're going to do it. And then we're gonna start doing it. So hopefully by the end of next year, we'll be paperless. So when anyone comes to file something with the court, we will scan what they hand us and hand it back to them. And we don't keep it, we're not keeping the paper. So everything will be digital. And with the brand new system, I saw it in, I think it was last May at conference. I saw it working and it's beautiful. So we're all very excited about it. So yeah, that's the next really big thing for us, is getting switched over to the new system, getting rid of all those paper files that we have. And it's turning it off. So,
I guess not just scanning the PDFs, PDF,
yeah,
and also court files have a public part. So like newspapers here today or yesterday, can't remember.
Yeah.
And they wanted a copy of the state's court file. And like it's best class files. First. And they blacked out. But also we have confidential parts of the file, which nobody gets to see at all. And so out the drug treatment, and all the treatment. Evaluations, protect by the so those so part of scanning these, yeah, we have to make sure that we have combination separate.
so every
Accidentally give us something that's confidential, so we
right, every file will have sub files to it. So it's complicated, but it's gonna work. And
so I'm your part-time judge. Right, so and we were just that bar practice these kind of here in superior courts. I've been people for years, so there was so superior courts will be responded, and so running filings is practice with us. So kind of a good base and in fact. So paper costs will only come down since I got here. Cause you're. What's that? Which also means if your system goes down, there needs to be set. So another thing for good. So this is down. So if your systems, it's not working. That's not real.
that happened yet?
Oh, it happens. Oh, yeah. It does happen.
Have a paper copy. So. I've got a backup, right, just in case, and also of course, water with each other, and so, examples. This court is small courtroom, so this court actually has some trials in this. And what works. The temporary hall. Out here. So that it's spread out. Spread out. There's. But it's very, very. And the other side, before we got this screen here, but. That's three. On the other hand, you need less, $80,000 devices to use right now. That is new speeds up here. New machine that corners, it's jazz on it. All that's, these three cameras. Fourth camera back here, it's 9%. For security reasons. The other cameras, all that was thanks to something else. It's here and it happens. There's her. And now one of the best things that ever happened. I'm very thankful. Because we have a smaller screen out here and they connected like cables to each other. Breaking out all the time. And then that back court over there, it's a piece of equipment that looked like he from the 1960s sky like big. And you have like play those buttons where you'll let it kick it. If you're lucky, you might be able to hear what's being said in jail, or you might not. And see what's happening in the meetings here. It was a dinosaur. It could not be fixed. It's breaking down. Law enforcement, it doesn't constantly go down. Law enforcement goes again. 3, 4, 5, 6 people reported every single Wednesday. We're going to do this time intersex violence like that. Basically, due to court, they used to bring back. A lot of time for law enforcement. And this system is now connected by Wi-Fi. So no cable anymore. Because we can now do court hearings anywhere. So it has Wi-Fi is in. So when you guys contracted with Swallow Jail law enforcement, no big deal. Swallow Jail shows up on here like clockwork, great connection, take care of it. Mason County Jail. I have a person over Mason County Jail. Their IT people over there. IT people. So smart ones about that, but that's what we needed. Without where's the dialogue? System. It's like validating the courts as start. And so we connect basically it's like this one. Also connect this Washington corrections. So what else? Where's still right. Just the other day, Monday, we did Zoom hearing HR. Staff at 5 months. So we could do that. You guys gave us a system. Yeah, also your new prosecutor is here in person on the corner interpreting versus here. But always, I'm saying, it says executive. I can say that here in person. And so it's worked out right. There is a one paper about vendors, prosecutors, we have vendors and destroyed. There is a statewide shortage. Prosecutors. You don't want like by virtue against. So you want to grow. That's They don't want to come to the deal with people, and hate possibly. Slow it. But still. 1,000 card debtors. So it's got very dependent. Attorneys. To support zero public defendants, which is required for law. It's that recruiting attorneys. It's I hit the ban and it's requiring a pay. I don't know, maybe it's required doing that. It's required that hearing. But it's got really tense. It's a state level. And states Supreme Court is on the verge of the case of offenders, which means you now more offenders who will not exist. The executive branch has been very nice. Black and Fish County was being, it's public record, and I don't think some dollars an hour. Complex. European. So we never had this case because you cannot prosecute somebody with a staff attorney. The county is going to dismiss the cases. That's not. Yes. They won't. Because they can react to we made it work. But this matters as well. It's only words to show up. A competent attorney was larger. And a competent attorney is also larger. And it's about they would not do the work of us. So sweet. Huge difference. Feel you're innocent. Can't have a wire. Figure that one out. And
Excuse me, I was wondering if we could touch a little bit more on the bar association lowering the case count and how it's going to affect you, the county, and citizens of our city. Because basically what I'm reading into it is not enough attorneys out there. One, it'd be very expensive, even if there was. And the county needs about 20 more attorneys in the next couple of years that aren't out there. So what happens to these people who are breaking the laws, breaking into houses, robbing, stealing your car, and all that good
Some
stuff?
questions on superior.
Yeah.
And Mr. Dorsey. For here, sure we're scared. Because you're looking at having trip possibly. Yes. If you can find somebody to hire.
It's a supply and demand issue.
Yes,
I believe the turnout.
so part of it is, I guess, I'm trying to be optimistic, that's just my nature. State Bar Association has made recommendations. Because every jurisdiction needs 3 times as many vendors. I don't like better, I still like better, I can. And I'm also a former prosecutor. Nobody cares about prosecutor case law. We'll just work out the drop dead. But when it comes to the public defenders and the start case law, that's the Bar Association. The Bar Association is to me a recommendation. The state's Supreme Court decides what that actually happens. I'm hoping we did not turn out as dire as it sounds. And the only good sign of that is that the state office of this asks for similar guidelines we put in place by emergency. Came up, there's a words again, like basically statewide, get better. And the state's Supreme Court said. So somewhere there, they know that there's a shortage of vendors. Vastly with proceeds. Now there's a comment period. For cities and counties and attorneys. My take on it is that material is seen as academics. Yeah, attorneys. some of the departments. And don't process certain cases ever. 10 is one little theory that if we lower the case level for offenders, they can do a better job. Or maybe nice, sunny, right? Right? And with no connection to reality. There are not mathematical things on the term system. To fix what the funding. So that if you're a district court, the county process, or is.
That's the answer I was trying to get out of you.
Here's prosecuted.
Yeah.
No valid driver's license. Right, to young persons misdemeanor. In the county, those conversion program. City prosecutor. You're more likely to prosecute for crime in the city. Right now. Where's we find? So if you read the paper and you're in the county. Sure. Look at prosecutor. And prosecutor office and making decisions to not charge some things. If you're not, it's purview. And none of my business is differentiated. But filings are down, company crimes down. Filings down. Yeah, we're worried. We'll go back. We play around with some diversion ideas with the current prosecutor.
So the diversion program work.
It's really tricky. City's new prosecutor plans for me a diversion program in the jurisdiction. It's good to learn from the people. When it comes down to the case counts. But a case is not sensible. But we get assigned to misdemeanor case. Gross misdemeanor 51. Still guess one case, some cases. Is we have a diversion program. Where we go like, okay, in 6 month time period, we have to go to an event, minutes, class. Do 24 hours community service with Jerry. No new events for 6 months, no missing any whiteness and community service. Just minister that direction. Be better, not say it's gonna happen. Say it's be better. The public defender still has to advise the person when that's a good idea for them. So is that a full case? Or is that a case? Right? Is that a court case? Right? And that's reality we look at. I don't know. So if I 3 measure files this week. And let's go to full case. So I guess equivalent probation violation, which is no recognition. The count is not the case. So I have keys kind of happens. The question is how. Because if we don't do something. Some other kinds of, absolutely. It's gonna slippery slope. In society. Look at the big picture. It's not bad. So look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. Pleasure things that happen, right? So we're all kids at one time, right? Your mom or dad, your grandma, whoever raised you, your boss, wherever it might be. You. Here's why I did my key practices first. Sorry. Mom sent you to your room, right? That's your body. And then as you get older, you have this theory of public shaming, right? If most people throw litter out of their cars, some of their friends grow up and was what's wrong, that's the example of public shaming. Then we have civil matters. Right, it's not crime. It's a civil matter. Service assumption. It's a civil service or civil. Then we cross the line and decide it's not crime. It's society. Some is lesser crimes than others. So it's one big long continuum. So the question is that continuum to be justice or something you know criminals. So it's really complicated. Representative Griffey from this area, is very active. And some doctors and teachers in rural areas are giving money up for months. They stay in rural area. Legislature, Democrats, and Republicans are actually working together in a session to effectively create votes. For the rural area, which is not sure how we can figure it out. Teachers get that sometimes in rural areas, nobody wants to go, or family doctor, nobody wants to go. Communities, doctor. There are. Give us tuition that's. Legislatures thinking about that. Supplies. But again, some state. I'm again possibly get eat. And Pulse, you got a lot of. That too. I mean, that's
You're hired.
where we're at, so it's changed a lot.
I mean, we definitely know that if you don't hold people accountable for crimes, that crime goes up. I mean, we saw that with pursuit law. I mean, car thefts went up, what, 1,000% in the state?
Law enforcement is goes back.
They do.
See what happens, but the court. Doesn't exist for us, you know, it shows up. But we're working. Very great.
So you think we're gonna need a couple more attorneys here in the city themselves, both vendors?
I hope we vote for sound better than the outcome. And then see that. It's just. Rolling ball while you're trying to push up the hill, but keeps going back. I mean. It's the best way to describe it.
Your contracted public defender now has a hard time getting attorneys to work in his office because they want to work in other counties where they need more money.
The last one to the county public defense office. Because.
Didn't we raise that up just like weeks ago? Or-
And he's fully,
Beginning of the year,
so he's fully staffed right now. Yeah, you could lose somebody.
supply and demand, right? And it's as demand increases, the cost of the services will, will increase with the jurisdictions that have big schemes.
And it's not just the court, it's also law enforcement, correctional officers, and things like that. There's a shortage of all.
Engineer,
People are trying to steal innovate. Make it work.
We're looking at, yes, we have a vendor and a prosecutor under contract. We have a vendor. Structures.
So that's 2008.
Years, yeah. Have these. Located here locally now, so.
Regular national.
Yeah, when we went out to, for RFPs for prosecutor services, we get no response. That it's been beneficial, actually. It served as a prosecutor solely and not, they're from the practice really. Avenues. And they're not located locally. It's gonna be in other jurisdictions that are maybe closer to home. And that they will consider that time. Yeah, very bad.
There is a meeting. State Supreme Court presiding justice. We can ask you. I will be asking. Because most of them sit there quietly, just listen to them. And say that because he's a presiding judge, it's very important.
well, please let us know if you heard of any hearings that are happening next session that maybe we could support individually or as a group.
Right. The county Come together as task force. So they can communicate to the Supreme Court. They'll do this, is a mistake. By the time that task force is making recommendations, this is already taken. So. Association of Washington Cities or any group of cities, all, you name it all. Time to telling. Right? You can't clear against enforcement. Too much. So you must win. We need to. There's not even. Every city. Not to see. Seattle. Counties. Many more counties. Stop, set it up. I mean.
I think Peter told,
Where do you come from? This is insane.
I think Peter told us in our meeting that we were in, Councilman Sherman and I, that if Seattle took every single public defender in the state, they still wouldn't have enough for what they're gonna be looking at in the next couple of years,
So you have this
Just for them.
just for that.
theoretical academic thing, you know, that sounds really nice. Doesn't fit reality. And reality is, you know, some vendor. Prosecutor, right? Or defender, it's hard work. You know, it is, it's hard work, it's public service, okay? And if you do that, you should expect it to be part of it. Not just- That's the prosecutor. That is. Juveniles, and then this was 6 years ago. We're 10 hour days. 12 hour days. Practices. It's public service. There's a reason most public planners in my series last 10 years. Series of social workers. Usually lasts about 10 years and they go somewhere else. Hard work. And it's public service, I think. Tirelessly see. Have recruitment. People. It's just better. That's what most of it is. Trying to make it easy word that can be the same way. Right, Microsoft. You can't compare. Screw user information. That's the land of living. Use academic percent of your students. Breaks my heart because I graduated very quick from there twice. So but and coronavirus. But you can tell them. So later, is that. You public. Cities. Campus.
So really not to the Bar Association, we should be appealing to the state Supreme Court.
The state Supreme Court is making a decision.
Okay,
Have administrative office. And have sale and negotiation. Matter of acts.
That's good.
Definitely with the chime in. Good, well,
You know, the how, let's. See, the Supreme Court justices, I respect them, I get it. But also elected officials, they were removed from the trial. Somewhere, so. They don't care. Justice Gonzalez. Needs to know. Let's see. Oh, you have to read this one so far, I have one, it's that. And our Supreme Court, so very much. Very proud of that. So, congratulations. Questions. Also,
just real quick, what's your like caseload here a week?
that's for.
Yeah.
You
That's
should
what's
guess.
average.
It should-
Yeah, it does change every week. Gosh, I'd say. Yeah, and that's true. So, when someone shows up for their arraignment, there's usually a pretrial or two. There is definitely one, but there could be more than one pretrial, depending on the negotiations between the public defender and the prosecutor. So there may be multiple hearings before they get to a sentence or entering into a significant. But, yeah, just, I guess, I would say on Mondays for arraignment, we usually have 10 or less, people right now, people that are coming in to quash a warrant or take care of a warrant before the judge, so that they can get set for court and be on their way to taking care of their cases. We take walk-ins for that. And we schedule people if they call, we have them come in and sign a promise to appear. Most of the time they can do that. If it's a high priority warrant or the judge has set a little bit larger bail, they'll let us know. There's no promise to appear for this person. If they come in, they're going to be arrested. And we let them know that. So they know upfront that come on in, but you're going to go to jail until you see the judge. So Monday's probably about 10 minutes, depending on how busy the weekend. Or a holiday week. Tuesdays, we usually have, if it's in custody calendar 2 or 3, we could have. If it's an infraction calendar, maybe 3 to 5 at the most. That's not unusual. Yeah, and then Wednesdays, I'd say probably 25 people, maybe on a Wednesday. Yeah, 25 or 30. Thursdays and Fridays are usually, if someone's in custody overnight, we hear them on Thursdays or Fridays. And we also have a trial call. Yeah. So those are people that didn't show up to their other hearings, their trial dates here, and that's when the warrants are issued on those cases. So most commonly, we have court every day. It's rare that we don't have some court, some, but
There's a lot of mystery.
yes, yeah. And I do have reports that I can run if you're ever interested, and it gives every detail of what's filed. What type of cases are filed, which ones go to collection, which fines are being paid, what the outcome is on most cases, so, I mean, there is a program that I can run that gives you.
So it's, my real thing that of course is that's it. It's not behind it.
A lot.
Preparation for court. Creating files. Phone calls. People that come to the front calendar and there's out, then you go to district court, and there's some matter. That's the case. This where is people just come down here. And people wander off the streets. No reason at all, but this water is a lot. Status, we have one gentleman who's been water checking about everybody.
Yes.
We'll see who he is. He's mentally ill. He's waiting for evaluation of his competency. And we have to keep track of him somehow. And I stand for just because he comes in here every Friday. That's bizarre. Sometimes I try to just look at. That's the part. And, myself, it's like I always try to get ready for something. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. Just like years, things like that. And then once you get the grant place, there's like but it's back there. Yeah. The Saturday, she's so scared, I'll be that. Second, but sure. Just important. Laws are changing all of the performance. Passing laws every year. Some of them affect violence, some will affect new laws, some will affect general. Yeah, so we gotta look at every single one of them, the reforms, everything. We now have possession laws that affect what now, small portions, right? In jail with that. Are we missing? Are we trying that? So that's a little bit to the cases. And also those other items. What's that on? And some sense. So there's some sentence I've already looked at these. Charge. There are odds. How long should you go to jail to turn? Teacher, there are individuals, give an example. Do alternative classification. So I tell them, like, one DUI. We love it the first time we talked about that, this person, I thought that. We will be at jail. The evaluation of the treatment, then a student. Second. Starting to lower it. And it makes that. You go jail longer. We usually try to treat. Stay free country. And. 30. That's where most judges settle go to. How long? Do not fall together. So now you've proven for example, you got your adjustment, right? So society. Bottom line. Keep everything else safe. Now, change my other factors too. Look at that. Someone's in jail. 30 days or longer when they're in the SSI or SSA. Or Medicare from citizens. They're caught. Every 29 days to still have them here. If they have a job, they're going to have them for a while. Jail for a week, myself. Lose your job. Now I got 3 reasons still. Challenge. Homeless person has this degree, which is not to get some food, shelter, stay in jail, 103 days, and get money apply for it. They're in real dramatic, so reapplication process might be a long ways away, and nothing would more than this. I'm counting policy.
Did, how's it been with Ms. Wally now that last year we authorized?
So, myself, received it for. I'm gonna be present. That's what it's trying. The contracts over 20 plus stations. We're short your questions. Yes, so, but they have an area for detox. Area. Area goes where them goes. Have a nut there. So you can detox there. Situation. They have really good mental health care there. The TCRs from Olympia, respond there. We start here, we like vetted for law enforcement that. There's a group there, I suppose it's part of you. So evaluations happen quicker. if there is solid jail resources, so more of that wants. Very responsive, very polite. If somebody doesn't want to come to the jail booth, they have sometimes coming down from drugs. They shouldn't be arrested. And I'll show you what I report. Yeah, say sit in jail that day. And we'll do that maybe twice. The third time, when I was Raleigh, bring them by any legal force necessary without hurting people, which means the gun. They got that method. They have a hot type system like over it's like a gambling. And sort of prove that part of health. Be it for a couple hours. No movement. Regular time. You do have policies, you know. I have a policy. Yeah, if there's a crisis responder, which is the gatekeeper to civil commitment. See somebody who's challenging. Wants to continue. So actually take them away, check them in somewhere, not just make it high, but to it. Automatic piece of the story. It's still recording them. Usual stays underneath hours for evaluation. Just moving. 14 days last since the seven system. So we'll set the period about a month out. We'll see that out during that time period. So we're still holding them accountable with the next court meeting coming up. We might move this down for a while, get a warrant and rush on, but my philosophy is, what you said, is that the only little person who gets arrested is an aspect of it's like that request issues. I'm forced to use and lock them up against the will in voluntary non-health. Well, that's not works. I think in the big picture, we're better off because the criminal justice system, I think, we don't merit. The health system, they can treat.
How does the DCR know that they're there? That why is it legal?
What's that?
How does the DCR know that they were there?
Because the squad doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
So anyone acts
Yeah.
out. This, they'll call the state crisis responder. Their authority comes to the sheriff, by the way. Legally. And they can deal with assessments. That's how we deal with treatment help. You can see health center, the medication is involved.
And the judge's standing order with Mason County Jail and Nisqually means they don't have to call the judge and ask or get a court order. It's a standing order, so they recognize the symptoms, they call, and then they're off, and then they let us know what happened.
Because from my perspective, look at the big picture. And again, I like feedback. We like to hear, but you know, your thoughts are important. So the idea is the less crime shopping. I got never live here, so it's important. You all live here. And I'd rather somebody locked up in a health center gets the getting health care. As opposed to the criminal justice system that we see that I can't, and can't, because they're found in confidence in trial.
Makes sense to me.
Is this is a revolving door, I mean, so we can get them the health center. It's not a guarantee, but it's better. It's better. I was just moving on. So, yeah, that phone calls, yeah, by the way, so not call 3 to 6 by days a year to whatever hours a day. So, the part of the job.
Even if it's out in the county, they can't get a hold of a county judge, they call you.
I have a rotation grants.
Yeah.
So, yes, kind of what the judge still they call me. And I think we got before last. I called just with supporting the judge. I think it's sort of, they call three separate, it's set up, it's sort of, that was not.
Sorry, you're not happy, but we appreciate you answering the phone.
I did want to.
It's supposed to be the city vote.
I did want to touch real quick on probation. So for many years, municipal court contracted with Mason County Probation. $60,000 a year. And they tracked the people that were sentenced. And when they saw that they reoffended or they didn't get their treatment, whatever, we would set a probation hearing and they would come in and probation officer would go before the court with that person and the whole process. In 2016, we ended that contract with Mason County. Well, who's going to check up on the people that are sentenced to see if they've reoffended? So what the court came up with is that if the city would give us a permanent part-time person, maximum hours of 16 hours a week, then that person can do some of the clerk's work, like sending out all the notices for hearings. And getting the warrants ready for the judge, doing all of the
Do you see that?
yeah, GOC letters, like letters from prisoners to the court. And getting, she does quite a few things that has been taken off of the court clerk's table. So on Fridays, the two court clerks, the two full-time court clerks, since 2016, they have about 50 cases every Friday that they go through. And basically, they just keep setting these review hearings for everyone that's on probation. They go through case by case by case. They check to see if they've reoffended. They see, have they done their treatment? Have they done alcohol information school? So they're checking all of that. If they find something hasn't been done, then they notify the prosecutor. This person hasn't done this. Prosecutor then files on them. So it's a probation of sorts. They're the ones tracking it. So,
It's called information.
yeah. So that's how the probation moves here, so that people don't slip through the cracks, and especially with DUIs, DUIs are checked every 3 months. A lot of other cases are checked every 6 months, but there's still about 40 to 50 on a Friday calendar that have to be gone through. So they usually trade off, like one clerk will do one Friday and next clerk will do the next Friday. Because especially if Wednesday's been a heavy calendar day, then we still have reports that they're working. But that's how probation's been here since 2016, and it's worked really well.
So you have that 16-hour a week person, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were asking for that or not.
No,
So I was looking at Mark, trying to get his
No.
question. If,
We have her, and she only works,
Sometimes it's something.
yes, she only works what she's needed to work. So she rarely actually hits that 16-hour mark. It's usually between 10 to 13 hours a week. But she comes in and she gets all of those things done, so the folks have the time to be able to do the probation.
And that's charity.
how is force use nowadays? What's the,
We have one person there right now. So the executive branch of government decides for somebody else. So wait, at least 3 months, pretty big. Plus sentence recently. And so force is $65 a day. It's 12 weeks.
130. Yeah, and
Seems to be.
yeah, I think it just went up to 136.50.
So the small items is $65. Yeah.
force?
Works, $65. So if somebody gets a sentence for 3 days. Basically, you let law enforcement know about it. Works is contacted, They were route, so, they continue very cities. And bring up the works. And works, was gonna work with 4 days a week. And. So I was doing the first one, which my greatest thing, and. It costs the city a lot, that's something. And it's great. Last time I saw their long period was. $100. Here's one person finally.
The guy who was cutting the Cadillac converters.
Now,
No,
Oh,
no.
he was breaking in the cars all over the place, non-stop. And could have been charged to Scotland, but. So kept coming here over and over. Funny, and. Maybe a year apart. All the car positions. We didn't have our call. Sometimes. So this proved by thought, is one person I believe is very common. It's usually not that. It's usually 1 or 2. Over. Says bringing the cars to students. Workers before and 8. People, fire station, this is, he was 1 person driveway, and so it's like, you're not. I'm not seeing sense, so. And it also get an old car house, so there's somebody.
Been out since
Yeah,
last November.
so it's my job to recognize that. You see that pattern. He was at, like, everybody else from me. He's at the point, employers threatening vigilante justice. And then they would get in trouble, right? Yeah, so it's a horrible situation, so. I sure. See.
What if one of your staff members who has everything up in their head is unavailable? What if they get sick? What happens with the backup plan? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do then?
That's why I have 2 clerks. Not both without me saying the same thing. So, I mean, seriously, that's what.
That actually has only happened one time in 23 years that our 2 clerks were sick at the same time. And it was actually me and another 30 years ago. When the flu was going around. And so the court administrator and the judge reset all the cases to another day to. You couldn't hold words.
So we're kind of that minimal level, covering the people get vacations, people get sick.
Yeah.
We can operate 1 clerk, if not for long.
Right.
Because then the window's closed up here, except the jury can show up.
But I am in the middle of succession training with our lead clerk, so she has a lot of information on what I do. And so if I'm out, she's able to do the most important things. Yeah. And then our other clerk handles the court.
But so.
Right.
So there's a plan, I can't ask what she's saying because it's. But. The clerk doesn't want her job. Up to your point in judge, she didn't make that decision. But. It goes out for application. Yeah. And so we thought it's very interesting. She's in training this year. Something qualified. Yeah, that happens. It's a job. She wants it, she's qualified.
But she's never going anywhere though.
What's that?
I'm not going anywhere. I've been here for,
I gotta ask her what she said. It's all about.
well, I've been with the court since 2001, but I've been with the city since 96. I was a 911 dispatcher Before MazeCon was MazeCon, it was Shellcon, and I worked back there, then I worked in the old building. So.
But
So she's got you
Somebody
beat.
gets sick.
No,
No,
Those is not
it's
sick.
hard to
Is
say.
it
no, you definitely got you
one
beat.
person?
Right. So
She,
we are, I mean, it's tight, yeah.
Well, I
It's-
asked, and I know this is totally morbid, but I used to work for the government and we had one guy who knew so much about certain things and he had a stroke. And then they pulled me in and said, you have to learn his job. There was no notes. And I was just calling anybody who knew anything about anything.
Well, and luckily, we have the administrative office that works in Olympia, so they can help us with really anything that has to be done in the computer. Also, we have resources, like I have a listserv where I can go out to all of the other court administrators in the state. He has the same with other judges, so we have a good net.
Okay.
It's a.
Well, I mean, it's a valid question. What happens if this particular piece breaks down?
That's a concern throughout the organization.
Right, yeah.
There's very little redundancy in a small organization.
Exactly.
We've seen it
Yeah.
forever, right, guys?
Like,
96.
Corey knows most of what her students,
Okay.
but not all of it, right? So, yeah, she's gonna leave, you need. Corey to leave right there. But of course, and she's like, the questions that we should have. 3 blocks away is the court. You can ask all that expertise. And they wouldn't know us, it's like, you know, them. And we're still. So. Unless we work it out. We'll work it out.
Right.
But we'll find a way to work it out.
Okay, so
And
we have a plan.
our environment in the city courts is pretty nice. So there are. Just he's on these things. So. Your reputation, go. So we will get something that I want to see that. So. This will sit in the court and that's. So.
any other questions for Judge?
I just wanted to thank you for being innovative and keeping us current and just one step ahead of the curve on what we're seeing out there, especially in terms of the court and how we're dealing with different excuse me, how we're dealing with the different policies or well, shoot, what am I, what's the word I'm looking for? The different court cases and how they come out and how you're dealing with sentencing and reorganizing where they're going and how they're surveying. So thank you so much.
Okay, well, the bottom line is. I think some people. Prosecuting money winners and judges. Lose the big picture. Big picture, what? Go with this practice,
Safety.
right? Right, it's easy. Practice, whatever, you know. But it mustn't go again, except for the picture. We all have the same goal. And sometimes they people, this is the big picture. Get it?
Right. Anybody else? Great information. I really enjoyed the presentation and the conversation. Does anybody want a tour of Judge Greer's operation before we adjourn?
You're also all invited at any time the court doors open, come on in and watch court. If you want to, come on in and watch court. Some people really enjoy it, some people want to stay away.
Yeah.
But you're always.
I've been here a few times.
The best defense is when it comes in and goes, I'm sorry, I made a mistake in the court was. That's a good sign. So,
Okay, definitely a great conversation tonight. Any new items for discussion tonight? The manager. Well, then we're gonna call this meeting adjourned at 7:24 PM.